Okay, so after I have all of these pieces set out and I lay them across from each other, the first thing that I have to do when I add two pieces of clay together is score and slip. I already know that I'm going to build the box on top of the bottom, so I'm just going to go ahead and score really well, okay? Remember that scoring is not like taking a feather and going over it. You're actually making grooves in the clay so that when you add the slip to it, remember the slip shrinks and it makes the two pieces of clay stick together. All right, then all the pieces on the bottom need to be scored because whenever two pieces go together, you always need to score and slip both parts. And it's important that all of these slabs have the same consistency of dryness, that one is not more wet than the other. Okay, so I did all the bottoms. Now, what you want to do is this one's going to go on the inside like this, and this one's going to go on the outside, so they're going to meet up here. I have to score and slip where these two meet. So on the longer ones, the 3.5 by 3, I'm going to go ahead and score this part and score this part. And then on the smaller ones, I'm going to score these edges, okay? Like that. All right. Then I'm going to take my slip. Slip should kind of look like mayonnaise, but I'm going to go ahead and put my slip, a generous amount of slip, on the bottom and up the side here, because this is the first two that I'm going to do. All right. Then I'm going to put this one here, and I'm going to put this one here. Make sure that they're all lined up. I'm not just going to set them there. I'm going to kind of squeeze them together like that and squeeze the corner together. Make sure that it's even and it's all together right here. So what you're trying to do is to make sure that you have nice right angles and nice corners and that you do a really good job. If your clay is too wet, you're not going to be able to do a really good job doing this because it'll like wilt, you know, it'll like bend and stuff. Okay, so once you have, I'm going to leave that open, so that side goes there, okay? So I'm going to put it together, squeeze it together, push it, blend it, okay? Once you have all four sides, this one's going to go here, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to leave it open so I can show you one more thing that you need to do. So once you have it all together, it's very important. You're going to take your plastic clay and you're going to make some coils. And you're going to put the coils in the seams. It's really important that the coils are blended into the seams. So in order to make a coil, I'm going to take some plastic clay and start like this, and then I'm going to make it small, like spaghetti. It doesn't need to be big, okay? So I could take pieces like this, using my whole hand, and I have to put the coils in all of the seams, okay? So it's rather small. I'm going to take it, I'm going to lay it into the bottom like that, and then it goes up the side, okay? But you don't just lay it. Then you have to come in here and you have to blend it in. So I'm going to smush it in like that, and then I'm going to take it and blend it so that you can hardly notice that it's there unless you were looking for it. Okay, and you'll do that in all of the seams, the ones that go up and the ones that go down and everything. And on this box, what I want you to do, after you get the whole thing together, all four sides, and you have all the coils, see how nice and blended they are? You can hardly see them. So I'm going to put this piece here. Go ahead and score and slip the top piece on, okay? And make sure that your box is nice and even and nice and straight all the way around. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take an X-Acto knife and we're going to cut a lid off of the box, okay? Will you hand me one of those boxes on the table and I'll show you an example. So, for instance, this person, after they did their box, they cut this one out. But then you can see when you look into the top of the box, they took the time after they cut the top off, the lid, to put the coils in the lid. Okay, and she did a really good job blending them so you can hardly see them, but if you're looking for them, you can. Okay, so on this box, she used a curved design, and the most important thing that she learned was that these white shapes could be the positive shapes, or the pink shapes could be the positive shapes. They have equal importance in the composition. So she didn't draw, for example, she didn't just draw like circles, like polka dots, like this, all around, because then you would know the polka dots were the positive shapes and what was around it was negative. Instead, she made some shapes invade other shapes to create positive and negative influence, like the yin-yang symbol. Right? You don't really know what's positive or what's negative. One's white, one's black, but it's the same shape working together. Okay? So then what you're going to do is you're going to take your shape and you're going to move it all around your box so that the viewer kind of wants to see what's on the other side of the box. Okay? Then you're going to use the same technique that you did with your relief, and you're going to use the little tools, and you're going to carve either the negative shapes or the positive shapes, but not both. And you're only going to go down a tiny bit, because remember, this is only 1/4 of an inch thick. Okay? And then after you do the carving, I'm going to teach you how to do what we call slip sgraffito and slip trailing in order to decorate the box. Okay? Are there any questions?